from Anshe Sfard Bethel Emeth Congregation. It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Tissa, the altar of imperfection. If we look in the Parsha, we find something that's just mind-boggling. Aaron, HaKohen, the high priest, Moshe's brother, makes the golden calf? What's going on? How can this be? Vayatzar oto b'cheret, he actually crafted it? What is this all about? How could it be that Aaron did such a sin and then he's chosen? He's chosen to be the Kohen Gadol. We say, Enka tegor nases sanegor, the prosecutor cannot be the lawyer. When he comes to bring atonement for the Jewish people, he is the prosecutor. How can he be the lawyer, the advocate of the Jewish people, when he himself is the one who committed that cardinal Jewish sin of building the golden calf? There are many who explain, the Ramban explained that, well, he wasn't making a god, God forbid. He wanted to make someone like Moshe. It's a replacement for Moshe. After all, they said, Ki zeh Moshe ha'ish, we don't know where Moshe went, so we need someone to replace Moshe. This was a guide in the desert, not an actual God. But nonetheless, the question remains, he after all has that taint of the golden calf. So we turn to a Rashi on the idea of the dedication of the tabernacle. We have discussion at the beginning of the Parsha, last week's Parsha, about the tabernacle, the dedication of the tabernacle. And in the eventual dedication in Parshat Shmini, it says there in Rashi that Moshe had to encourage Aaron to show up at the dedication ceremony, at the Chanukah HaMizbeach, because he says, come close to the Mizbeach. Why did he have to encourage him? Where was he running off to? Haya Aaron Bosh. Aaron was ashamed. How can he be involved in an altar? He did this terrible sin. He was afraid to come closer. Amar lo Moshe. Moshe said to him, Lama tabosh. Why are you embarrassed? Lekach nivcharta. That's why you were chosen. You weren't chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you sinned. Who can bring the offering? One who understands that he too is part of this sinning community. That's why on Yom Kippur, the Kohen first v'chiper ba'ado v'ad beito. First he has to atone for himself. First you have to adorn yourself, then you can adorn others. Right? First put on your gas mask, then you can help other people with their gas mask. So he says actually that's why he was chosen. He is the priest of imperfection. The Kohen, the high priest of imperfection. That's what he represents. When we go into a sanctuary, far from feeling that there is the holy priest, and how do I dare to sit in a sanctuary with such a holy priest? How am I ever going to be like the holy priest? On the contrary, you feel like the Kohen is something that you can achieve. Yes, on the one hand, the Kohen is Yishmu Dav Torah Yivakshumi Piyuki Malach Hashem Tzvakotu. The Kohen is dressed with all the adornment, all the glory, as Ramban described last week, of the majesty of what it means to be a human being. And in many ways, it's very aspirational of what it means to be a Kohen, what it means to serve constantly in the Mikdash, in the holy place. But on the other hand, it's Aaron. Who is serving? It's Aaron. Who is the king? Son of Lot with the incest. The son of Ruth, the Moabite. The son of Peretz and Zerach, Peretz and Tamar and Judah. There's plenty to be ashamed of. The Kohen, the king does not have some kind of special yichus. And who is the Kohen? The Kohen Gadol is also a descendant of Aharon who somehow got mixed into this mix. There is another idea, that perhaps Aharon is chosen. You know why he was chosen? Because he did the golden calf, not because he sinned, but because he sacrificed himself for the klal, for the Jewish people. He said to himself, what am I going to do? They already killed Hur, he was a prophet. Now if I say, don't build the golden calf, they're going to kill me. And they'll be guilty of Kohen v'Navi, that they'll have killed a Kohen and Navi, a Kohen and a prophet, all in one day. And I can't allow that. And therefore I'd rather that we commit the sin of the golden calf. And then the Jewish people will not be guilty of that cardinal sin for which there could be no atonement. To kill in the sanctuary the Kohen and the prophet, Hur, who was already killed, and now Aharon, there'd be no way out. So therefore Aharon sacrificed himself. He puts himself on the altar. He is the atonement of the Jewish people. He's ready to go down with the Jewish people into their sin so he can bring us up. He's ready to stop us, to help us, to somehow go into our sin so he can bring us out of it. There's a beautiful thought in the Migdal David, an author who's the ancestor of Morris Katz, whose wife Nina Katz, a great leader in our community, just passed away this past week, says that, what is the Mizbeach? He says the Mizbeach is a place where you're Zoveach Yitzro. An altar is a place where you have to put your ego, your evil inclination, your desire to go in the opposite direction of God. You have to put that on the altar. That's what a Mizbeach is. Ultimately, we have to put ourselves on the altar. Aaron represented that idea that we take the worst of ourselves and we try to elevate it. We try to elevate it. We remember, we don't run away from the golden calf. We try to turn it around. They're going to bring an egel in the dedication ceremony to undo that egel. They're going to take another egel and undo that. We have, each one of us, struggles, things we struggle with, things about Judaism, things about life that we struggle with. And you put them on the altar and you try to turn them around. Aaron modeled that for us. He can be the same person who vayatzar oto b'cheret, who made that golden calf. But one day that can be turned around and you can be the advocate for the Jewish people to explain that even coming from that place of weakness, you can eventually turn around to great strength. The Kohen is a model for the way that things indeed can turn around. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Beth Lamed congregation for a discussion of Parshat Ki Tissa. Join us each week for our discussion of the Parsha and the various holidays. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit ASBEE.org.